Welcome back. So this is part one to how I became wife and transitioned to wife and caregiver for my husband. So my husband and I, we were Facebook friends for probably about a good 8 years before he, made his or I could say shoot his shot, or before he shot his shot, however that sounds, right? So in 2016, that's when he reached out to me to let me know that he was interested in wanting to be with me. My husband let me know from the beginning that he was a husband and not a boyfriend, which is very important, like very important when you're 40 or you have a desire to be married. Sometimes it's about having a marriage mindset, even though there's nothing that can, in my opinion, there's nothing that I feel that can prepare you for marriage except for your convictions, your convictions and how you feel about yourself. Do you love yourself? Do you love God? Do you respect God? Do you respect yourself? Like, that's very, very important, because if you have no boundaries of respecting yourself, respecting and reverencing the Lord, you're going to have a really, really hard time being in a marriage, because I truly do believe that marriage was ordained by God. And the purpose of marriage is to make us stronger and even more like Christ. For some, you may not understand. So it's like, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. I'm not trying to convert you or anything like that. I'm just speaking from my experience. However, so 2016, my husband shot his shot. This was the end of 2016, closer between like November and December. January of 2017, I had a connecting flight. The connecting flight that was the connecting flight was at O'Hare Airport. I was living in Florida. My husband was living in Illinois at the time. So that was what we used to actually meet face to face, because we had been Facebook friends for over 8 years. And then now it's transitioning into him wanting to pursue a relationship with me and ultimately pursuing a marriage, because again, he said he was a husband and not a boyfriend. So um it almost felt like something like a book. But anyway, when we met for the first time face to face at the airport, I felt like time had stopped. Even though I only had 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes to get to the next plane so that can take me over to Missouri. But anyway, we were texting each other, like the momentum is building, the like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm about to actually meet face to face. We had FaceTime each other, but it's different to actually see this person in person. So I remember seeing him. He was like beyond the TSA. He was standing there, so I had to cross TSA to actually go to him. He was um, tall, standing tall, handsome, with a beautiful smile. His hair was slicked back on the sides, a little curly on the top. He was wearing a suit and a tie. He looked really nice. He looked really nice. And immediately we just embraced each other. We hugged, and the scent that he had, I don't know if it's called Giorgio. I don't know what it's called, but he smelled really, really good. He smelled really good. And for some reason, I felt safe in his arms as he embraced me. And then I remember him kissing me on both my big cheeks, just kissing me, and just hugging me and squeezing me. And it felt so good. It felt right. It felt real. It felt safe. And once we let each other go, I took off running because I had to hurry up and get to the next flight, just to find out, y'all, I missed the flight. I missed the flight. But the Lord had other plans. He allowed for it to be another flight to come an hour later to go to my destination. So whatever God has for you, you're not gonna miss what God has for you. And as I say that to you all, I'm saying that to myself. God ain't gonna allow the things that you lost to be the best thing you've ever had. So keep that in mind. So, I messaged him because he caught the train. and catching a train from Chicago to the O'Hare Airport, which is located in was it Rosemont? That's a 2 hour train ride. So he called a 2 hour train ride just to see me for 5 minutes. But it meant everything to me. Everything. So we continued to court. That was January of 2017. And again, he let me know that he was a husband and not a boyfriend. There's a difference. As we continued to, communicate, I did let him know, like, listen, if we are going to get married, I do want to go through premarital counseling. And he agreed to do that. Uh, he and I met with my pastor back in Florida, Pastor James Smith, with Calvin Park Community Church, and we would do like we would meet via messenger so that we can have like the face-to-face meetings. We would meet via three-way phone calls just so we can go over the premarital aspect of everything. Very, very beautiful experience. Very beautiful experience. And then in July of 2000, was it July 2017, that's when I made a trip up to Chicago and we spent some time together. We spent a couple of days together. And like, but I had already knew that this was my person, that this was my husband, because it's just feeling so safe in his presence. Very beautiful thing. Very, very beautiful.